streaming to everyone for whatever reason. So we're going to blame YouTube on that one. And I'm just restarting it up over here. Yeah, because that's just wildly irritating. But yeah, get down below if there's anything that you want to go over. I'm just going to do it here from the phone, basically. All right, let's pop this right here because this is just the way we're going to do it. Because this is handier. The YouTube streaming on the YouTube app is generally better than what everybody else is doing all the time. So I'm just going to hang out right here for a bit. The first original stream went for 30 minutes. We'll go ahead and add some more in there. Hey, what's up, man? What's up, Andrew? So yeah, any portals questions to follow up. Here's the thing. I'm not late. This is the thing. We were doing it. We did the stream before. The last stream ran for 30 minutes, and we're going to come back here. All right. So here's the thing. Anything else you want to go through? Andrew, you're the guy. You're running the chat. What you got going on? What's up, everybody else? How's it going, guys? So I'll tell a story again here when we get there. What's up, James? We got people coming in from all over. Ryan, what's up? Okay. Anybody who has questions about like portals and that kind of stuff, this is follow-up. So let me know what's going down or what you guys want to go over. This is just game time. Just game time. What's going on? Let's see what else we got. I wish I had something more entertaining than like just me because we just finished up podcast. So y'all been watching me talk already. So whatever else you want me to do here, we'll go ahead and get done. What's up, Serial Chill? What is portals? Thanks, Ryan. Nice lead in there. Appreciate that. Portals is a storefront, a 30-second storefront that allows you to upload a model and have it available for sale just like that. That's portals. Upload a 3D model and it's ready to roll. And if my phone wasn't running the stream right now, I'd demo portals for you. But other than that, you're going to have to go over the video and watch it. We had our stream. We ran the stream earlier, a half hour ago, through our whole wonderful setup here. And it wasn't streaming. And it wasn't us. It was YouTube. Something they did was all weird. But yeah. Let's see here. What's up, Teddy? How's it going? Okay. Let's see. But yeah, Portals, since the launch, Portals has been going gangbusters. Everybody's been trying all kinds of stuff. And they were getting shared around. A few people asked, like, is there a community getting built to help out with these? And there is. The 3D print entrepreneurs subreddit is a really good spot to go share portals, get feedback on descriptions, look at ways of marketing, talking to people. That community has been growing really fast. There's about 3,700, 4,000 users right now. So those are available. What's up, Sketching Wizard? But yes, the subreddit's a great spot to be. The blog on the SlantPod website, slantpod.com. There's a lot of good info over there about how to make something and sell something. And then let's see here, other resources. Look at the other 3D printing business guys. A lot of them have really good ways of promoting stuff. They'll always do it in the context of Etsy and Shopify. But literally, if there are any marketing tricks that you would recommend or that someone recommends for Shopify, you can use those for portals. The big thing for me with portals is that it is really heavily about content. Like portals is a natural extension of like what we do and our understandings. Right now, e-commerce is moving towards a social platform. Etsy's traffic or Amazon's traffic or any of the rest of it is very irrelevant compared to like TikTok's traffic, because you can print off an item that's really demonstrable, make a video for it, and then share it through to TikTok. And if it gets a lot of views, then you can create a portal in 30 seconds, share it underneath that video, and then you can actually get sales from that traffic, which is a big deal for people. Because when you have the opportunity, you can run with it. Okay, what's up? Hey, what's up, Anthony? Hi from the United States. Corey, what's up, man? Let's see here. What is the maximum dimension for STL we can upload? 220 by 220 by 220 millimeters. Perfect little cube, bread box size. See this box right there? That side width and the same vertical height. Using my branding logo in particular in portals, will that be an option? Probably not. Because the thing with portals is that Slant 3D handles all the customer support. We handle all the returns. We handle just everything about it. It is We're taking the sales tax, we're taking the risk and liability, we're ingesting all of that stuff. So the secondary branding, we absolutely want to highlight the designers on portals. So there will be on the portals listings, there will come down like bios and that kind of stuff to where you can like tell your story, but that can be done in the description right now too. But as far as like custom branding in the box and that kind of thing, or even on the website, the whole website and the whole experience needs to be really, really cohesive. So there's directions to run with that, but we don't know where to do it right now when we're already taking on so much. Because again, we do the sales tax, we do the payment processing, we're doing the hosting, we are doing the printing, packing, and shipping, we do the customer support, we do returns processing. All of that gets wrapped into portals. So there's just only so much we can do. If you want like custom branding, the thing to do right now is like the teleport service. That way you have your Etsy store and your customer support infrastructure and that kind of stuff. And that way you can just plug teleport into your Etsy store or your eBay store or Amazon. And then we can allow, and then we just ship the box, and that's all that happens. And there is custom branding coming down over on teleport. What is the one tip you have for someone looking to start a 3D printing business? Do not worry about competition. If that is any sort of an inhibition to you, stop it. And then work with the tools that you have. Accept the world as it is, not as you would like it to be. Because if you don't, you're just making excuses. If you're like, oh, I don't have chartreuse purple, whatever it was, filament available. Tough beans. Somebody else is making a go of it. Deal with what you've got and make it work. Because if you can't do that, you won't be able to start a successful company. For multi-part prints, are multiple plates supported, or do we have to combine multiple parts on a single plate? You got to combine multiple parts onto a single plate. Up to, we recommend no more than 5 pieces on a single plate. Here in a couple of weeks, multi-part support will come out for teleport. But we wanted to launch it really small and condensed to make sure core concept was working. So teleport right now is in its beta minimum viable product format. A lot of the functionality from teleport will be ported over to portals. Hey, Ramiro, do you plan, wait, I lost it. Question regarding teleport. Do you plan to expose an API and allow custom models to be pushed dynamically? We have an API already. You can go over the Slant 3D API on slant3d.com, and there's an API over there. The guys are working on deploying API v3. Documentation and all of that is being finished. Actually, it's probably finished up. Hope it's finished up. If anybody on the team is watching, we're moving on to other stuff this week. But the guys were literally working on the new API last week and finishing up documentation. That should be public here real soon. And literally, like the operational goal for the Slant 3D API, we have had it for 2 years. People have been able to build apps on top of our print farm for 2 years. But the new version of the API is much more developer friendly in that there's just more documentation around it. And it's a little bit more powerful because it also has some payment support coming to it. But yeah, our goal is to make it a robust enough API that you can just basically plug it into Lovable or Claude or ChatGPT and have it build an app for you on top of the Slant 3D API. So that should be really sick. Alan, do you have a timeline as to when you might offer TPU prints? Don't have a timeline on that right now. Can't talk about TPU right at the moment. We're working on all that stuff. Don't worry. But we're also in a challenging spot because everything's grown so quickly and we're moving into Christmas. So there's only so many new things that we can bring in. So there's that. But hey, vote below if you want TPU. We'll listen to the crowd here and I'll see all the stuff. TPU comes up a lot. We're working on it, but like, yeah. Deadbot. Caught a few videos. Looks like a great service. Are there options for printing multicolor prints or combination items under the same order for assembly? The combination items will be coming on to teleport here pretty darn soon to do like purple lid over here and blue body over there for sure. Favorite things about Louisville that helped decision to expand there. So Louisville is the geographic center of the United States. That's why UPS has their world port there. Another port. I don't know. plan to have that many ports in this, but the Louisville's just centrally located in the US so that you're one day to anywhere. So it reduces cost of shipping a lot there. That being said, Louisville has a few problems for a startup that we're working through. Jimmy, would placing my logo on any uploaded images be a problem? No, you can do that. That's fine. Like, they are your images, so absolutely go for it. We're not gonna flag you for that or anything like that. That's perfectly reasonable. And also make sure that people don't like screen cap your photos. That's a big problem on Etsy and that kind of stuff. So absolutely. Can you make filament from PET preforms? I have tons of black. We couldn't use them because they have too much black color. They were grown properly. Oh, recycling stuff. This is from Howard Trishuck. No. We don't do regrind material. The amount of problems that recycled materials create do not match the amount of benefit that they create. Okay, let's see here. Jimmy, money question. With opening this business, should I use a business banking account or stick to my personal account? This depends on your business formation. If you are doing less than $1,000 of sales, keep it all in your personal. And then you'll file your taxes as just personal miscellaneous income. It's a 1099 form, I think. No, that's contractor. It's miscellaneous income on your tax return. Once you pass $1,000, you need to get an LLC, or just get an LLC. An LLC costs about $100 to $200 to get created on LegalZoom. And then that LLC has its own banking account, and the two never touch. Your personal and the business bank account never touch. That is how to get that done. Sketching Wizard, how to find the best sector of products to sell that gain attraction quickly and do not cost to manufacture as much. There's a few ways of doing this. You can go on Instagram or TikTok and feed the algorithm to show you cool 3D prints, and then copy the ones with the most views, because most of the 3D prints are just demos of prints. They're not actually selling the files, but you can then sell the files. Then you are going to make the videos and you're going to post them and share them. Outside of that, my recommendation to everybody who's always starting a business at all is that you need to understand the business. If you're looking for the niche that's going to be popular, you are already on your back foot, because somebody who created that niche is going to be smarter than you because it's their thing, or other people who understand marketing better or whatever it was. So whenever creating a business, make sure you understand some fundamental truth yourself other than, I'm going to start a 3D printing business. You need some angle, some edge that somebody else doesn't have. So over on the Slant Pod YouTube channel, we give you lots of ideas for businesses to create. The validity of them is entirely dependent on the person. A salesman can sell snake oil wherever he is. Well, wait a second. A salesman can sell sand in a desert. A good product designer can solve a problem for somebody somewhere. A good marketer can figure out how to promote something that they don't have. So what is your thing that makes you special, and then build the business around that thing? What is your skill, your expertise, your knowledge, your whatever it is? Max Reiner, got no time to watch your stream, but I am really enjoying your videos. Good job, and greetings from Germany. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate that. But I assume you're gone. Sorry about that. What's up, Gibby Shorts? I'm starting a 3D printing business. Congratulations. Good to go for it. Get it done. There needs to be more. And there's about $1 trillion worth of plastic stuff that can be made with printing right now. So get it all done. I am going to turn into an old man here for just a second. What's up, everybody? Everybody who's just popping in. This is the stream. Welcome. How often do you live? Not very often. We're doing this live mainly because of the portals announcement. And this is follow-up for questions around portals. Though at the same time, if this goes well, and it's not doing bad, we'll do them more regular. We tried setting up the infrastructure to do this. And literally, we had this wonderful streaming thing, and the stream is posted. And I don't think this freaking stream posted. Not our fault. YouTube said it was streaming, but everybody was in the comments like, when's it going to go live? And I was like, I was talking for a half hour to people. But anyhow, Dr. Doohickey, this is not business advice. Sure, this is business advice. I got business advice. I'll give business advice all day long. Hey, I am curious about the locations of the print farms. If Is it just US or are you partnering with some farms in Europe? We will not partner with farms. Slant 3D does not partner with farms because there's no way to iterate, scale, or maintain quality control. And that's stupidly difficult. They'll have different machines. They'll have a different laziness. The structure of the business implementation is terrible. And most print farms just are not big enough to deal with us if we turned it loose on them. So if you are a print farm with fewer than 100 machines, you cannot be a partner for Slant 3D, even as a possibility. But again, we don't partner with print farms. Our main print farms, the main mega farm here in the US is in Boise. It's spec'd for 3,000 machines. We're working on a couple more. No questions because one of your videos has or will answer any question. Thanks for your contribution to the industry. Thanks, Dayton. Appreciate it. This is true. We make a lot of videos. There is a good chance that we've probably answered one of these questions. Nicola, have you knowledge and expertise so it wouldn't be used? I was saying that about the tax stuff, not trying to be a smart aleck. Oh, sorry, man. With the tax stuff, always talk to your accountant about it all. But if you're a single individual who is selling 3D prints, you file it under miscellaneous income. And yeah, I'm not a tax attorney or whatever else it was, but that is how you do it. I'm willing to take the risk of getting sued for giving that advice. What are the aspects of starting a printing business that people always or mostly underestimate? What are some things you need to look out for? People don't recognize the cost of success. This is something that comes up. Everybody's like always aspiring to the cost of success, but with starting a printing business, if it grows and is successful, if you have one or two printers and you're like, I'm going to start selling prints, and you create an Etsy store, portal, or whatever else it was, and you start selling prints, what if it blows up? What if there are 100 orders tomorrow? Are you going to leave your job for 2 or 3 days and run the Etsy store? Are you going to leave your job ever and run the Etsy store? And if the answer is no, then are you going to limit the size of the Etsy store? Which means, why are you doing this as a hobby? And so on and so forth. So a lot of people, especially in 3D printing, don't recognize the leap from hobby to actually operating a business and how much responsibility comes to it. So there's those. Screwing bolts directly into prints versus threaded brass inserts. The brass inserts are fine if you got them. The vast majority of prints have the screw go all the way through and have a nut on the other side. But it depends. I hate it depends answers, guys. You have no idea how much I hate it depends answers. But actually, thinking about this out loud right now, what we need to do in portals is, everybody always goes heat inserts or regular screws screwed in 3D print. There are types of screws like drywall screws and that kind of stuff that are designed to bite into something that doesn't have a lot of surface area strength. So we should probably try blazing the trail for folks about how to use these different types of screws that are just not commonly known, to where you can use a screw straight into a 3D print and have it be super strong. It'd be fine. How are you handling shipping, tariffs, and taxes for designers in countries outside of the United States? Well, we ship, pay the tariff, and tax everybody. Literally, when we're shipping something internationally, all of that stuff is handled by us. That's all our problem. Some import taxes will be paid by the customer when they receive it, because that's just how those countries do it. But yeah. Rex Labs, I've enjoyed your podcast for several months. Thanks, man. Since getting into 3D printing back in June. Oh, welcome. I'm a 70-year-old retired software engineer. Wish there were more IT managers like you. Oh, appreciate it, man. Really appreciate that a lot. I got asked yesterday by Etsy about where the prints are going to ship from. Couldn't really find your address. Can you provide a zip code? 83716. You can also go over to the Slant Pod website, and there is the Etsy checklist blog post of things to do, and the address should be in there. But yeah, it's just the Mega Farm address is the one we suggest everybody default to. Hello from Italy. What's up, man? Jimmy, would you ever offer glow-in-the-dark filament for seasons? This is the cool thing with portals. There will be seasonal colors and stuff that are dropped in, because we can have that color, have it available for a month, and then that color will go away, and any of the portals that had that color will be deactivated, or will need to be updated to a new color. So that's a really easy thing to do. So yeah, portals will end up having a lot more colors around, and we'll play with stuff, and we'll bring back like lunar regolith and all this kind of stuff. So that's an exciting thing about portals, is that it's so pliable. We can do all kinds of cool stuff that we couldn't do with teleport, because teleport is all about business reliability. If we introduce something, it needs to be there, it needs to be stable, it needs to be working. And we've been fighting that stability for a long time, mainly around shipping, because all the shipping providers are freaking messing with everything. But anyway, do customers who buy through the portal link have to register? No. If you go straight to the portal link, you can buy it immediately. It's one-click checkout. You put in, you say purchase now. You can create a portal, click on the link, and go see how it goes. But like the portal link is stupid fast and easy to check out from, especially if you're like an actual e-commerce user, like you have Apple Pay or whatever it was. All the stuff will autofill. Even shipping, if you start putting in your shipping address, it will suggest shipping addresses, and you select what yours actually is, so people don't even have to type all that stuff in. Are you looking for partners outside the US? No, we don't work with external print farms. There's no way to maintain quality, and the systems are just too tightly integrated. I'm good at modeling, but I can't think of any 3D printed products. Start scrolling Instagram, dude. Get inspiration. Or go, if you're looking for products and business ideas, you can go to Slant Pod website. We do this series called like 5 3D printing business ideas. Go over there, look at them. It's the Slant Pod YouTube channel. And we try to generate as many ideas as we can for people, not necessarily as like case studies, but literally as like just examples for people to look at. I'm going to adjust the camera. There we go. I like that more. All right. Angle that a little bit this direction. There we are. That's what I want. Okay. Sketching Wizard, how big is the 3D printing industry truly? Have people really made success truly? What are some things you need to consider before starting one? Does modeling take a lot of time? AI modeling, here's the thing. If I was getting started fully from scratch, I would recommend learning how to use AI modeling. And everybody's like, well, you just put it in and you say it. And it's like, no. Learning how to prompt, how to engage with the 3D models things. Like you need to go through and make like 100 AI generated 3D models to understand how the thing thinks. But once you know that, you've effectively become an AI 3D modeler. And you can use that either to create a whole mess of slop, or you can use it to focus it in to create stuff so that you don't have to learn CAD. I think there's a lot of value in that, of learning these new tools to create models. How big is the 3D printing industry truly? Depends on who you ask. It's somewhere between $15 and $30 billion right now. Bamboo Lab Creality is valued at $1.5 billion right now. Bamboo would be bigger. They would be about a $3 billion company. There is Stratasys 3D Systems, which are both $1 billion. There is Form Labs that if they went public, they would probably go public for about $1 billion. And then there's Desktop Metal, which was $1 billion and then went bankrupt. We have lots of users on like Teleport and hopefully on portals. Like a lot of users on Teleport who have crossed the $100,000 sales threshold. Portals will have matured when we have somebody who has crossed the $100,000 threshold. That we're really excited for when that happens. I'll bet it happens in the next 3 months. I really do. I'm almost certain it'll happen in the next 3 months. Maybe, no. It's Christmas season. Next 3 months. Okay. Hi from South Africa. What do you think about the new Bamboo Lab H2D? I think it's a dumb machine with a laser on it, but the H2S with a Vortex color changer looks cool. But I don't do printer reviews. That's my off the top of it. Thanks, Jean Paul. Ivan requesting a video about STEM. Where do you prefer to place it? In the other location or randomly? I'm going to interpret this question a little bit. I apologize. About STEM. The STEM in general, I think, is a silly class that radically broke a whole generation of kids who could have been pipe fitters in favor of trying to do drag and drop code on iPads. That's my opinion on STEM, and I'm a robotics engineer. But the overemphasis on STEM in education was really bad. Best brand printer in your opinion? Not giving an example. I don't give printer reviews, guys. Sorry. Gyrosoft, follow up on self-tapping screws. Please make a design for video for it. My main concern is that tapping would break parts if they're not designed correctly. Self-tapping screws won't do that. Self-tapping screws hold parts together. So yeah, design so that the threads bite into it just like any sort of part, and you should be fine. Would you recommend launching with my own photography right now, or should I wait for prototypes from Slant 3D to arrive first? I am from the Czech Republic. There are two things you can do. You can wait for samples to arrive, and that's fine. But launching with your own photography is fine. Like matte black is matte black is matte black, so that's okay. Or you, inside of Portals, and again on the Slant Pod website, we have photos of 3D printed ducks in each one of our colors. You can take a photo of that duck, and you can take screenshots of the STL of your model, and say to ChatGPT, here is the model from 12 different angles. Here is the duck with the pattern and texture. Put the texture of that duck onto the 3D model, and it will create product photos for you with the correct texture, which is really, really good. It is surprisingly good. Christian Bureau, hey man. Dr. Doohickey, Reddit is a great place for inspiration too. That is true. Yeah, Reddit is a good spot. There, I'm going to plug the 3D Print Entrepreneurs Reddit. If you're not a member, go ahead and go over there. There's about 4,000 people, and we share success stories. We share 3D printing business ideas. People get advice about stuff. It's a really, really good group. So yeah, that's a good subreddit for like 3D printing business and operations. Are there any product certifications that I should worry about for the North American market? Depends on what you're making. For general 3D printed stuff, no. If you try to sell something for infants, there's certifications there, and that is a way to get kicked off of Teleport. If you're selling like a fidget dragon to little kids or something like that, that's a problem. Yeah, outside of that, if you're making things like for electrical, don't want to make that out of PLA, like a cover for something. Like you don't really want to do that in PLA outside of certain situations because it can be a fire hazard. But yeah. Samasat, where can I send you a message? Oh, from Dayton. Oh, sorry. You guys are chatting with each other. Sorry about that. If you guys want to hit us, you can hit support@slant3d.com or go into Portals and there's a chat box. So any tips for 3D printed DIY kits in runner frames? Oh, runner frames. No, I don't have any insight to that. A few people have been doing them, and they're cool, and they're actually a good way to like batch parts, but I don't have any real insight about it. There's a few designers who've done really good work about this, starting since like 7 years ago. Some OG guys. I can't remember his name right now. It was like Zero something, I think. I started to see some small 3D printed products in retail stores. Is it a good idea to try with you if we see a potential for design together? I think it's a good idea to try with us. Portals is meant to be a way to quickly post and sell a 3D model. So if you have like traffic going by, I recommend creating a portal. And then if you want to create an Etsy store, go ahead and do that and plug it into Teleport. That way you don't have to worry about the printing and shipping. All the stuff that we have done has always been about building infrastructure for people so that there is less friction in the creation of projects. We want people to be able to build products as easily as possible. So Portals gets rid of like the marketplace stuff and the shenanigans of Shopify and Etsy and so on and so forth. But like Teleport gets rid of the shenanigans of building a print farm or buying a mold or whatever it happens to be. All that kind of stuff. Okay, we're only going to be able to go for about 10 more minutes, guys. Wow, these streams go fast. Oh man, there's a bunch of stuff. Let's see here. I'm going to try a few more things. I'm going to try to get power through some questions. What AI modeling programs would you recommend? Meshi, ConjureCAD is ours. Backflip is pretty good. What products are you currently selling and what is the profit on average? Profit is whatever you need it to be, designed for the product in the space that you're in. You have to have a minimum, whatever your cost of manufacturing is, you should be pricing the product 3 times whatever that is. Portals release, we can probably make yet another video going over non-obvious uses like some you listed in today's podcast. We've already done that. What did I just do? Oh, I focused on my coat and changed the ISO. Over on the Slant Pod site, is a couple videos coming out with all the different ways of using Portals. Do you do part reviews? I'm a part of a nonprofit. Can you review the model and the printing settings? We do not really do part reviews anymore. There's just too many requests, guys. Sorry. Like we've got 4,000 to 5,000 users on Teleport. We can't look at everything. Can people but there is this YouTube channel with all of the resources and information to get yourself trained. Can people from outside the US sell models on your site? Yes, you absolutely can. Portals should be available around the world. And that is also part of the reason we did it. Would you ever offer a bigger print volume like 300? Nope, never going to do that. It does not work. It does not scale, breaks too many things. The economics doesn't work, and I don't see a future where that does work. Plus, 85% of products are the size of my fist that are sold through 3D printing or sold in general. That's just kind of a limit. People want to be able to hold it in their hand, therefore it's got to be the size of a hand. Okay, alrighty. What do you think about the filaments market? Seems everything is the same with different package. Everything comes from China. No, everything does not come from China. There is the Tangled Filament brand, which is US-based PLA that costs $10 per spool and is never on sale. It is always $10 per spool over at tangledfilament.com. And the reason I'm plugging this is because we did that one. We were making filament for our print farms, and we ended up deciding to just make sheet filament to show everybody you could do it. We've got some cool stuff coming down over there, but it will be coming later. What's up, dude? Okay. All right. Any other questions? Anybody else? Real quick stuff. We're going to power through it. I'm going to give us like maybe five or 10 more minutes, but I got a thing after this that I got to get to. So if you won't partner up, do you ever thought about building another farm in Europe? Absolutely. More info about coming that later. Europe will, Europe will be coming here in a minute. Can people from outside US sell models on your site or nope, you can absolutely use that. Any other PETG colors coming? I'm not going to talk about that right this second. Yes, but there's some provisos on that. PETG is going to go through a bunch of changes over the near future. Teleport PETG, I only see black. Is there an idea sports drink handle? And here's an easy way. If you want us to do a new color, email us and say, my Etsy store is doing 5,000 sales a month, and I need this color to use you. And we'll instantly turn that color on. Launching in India, you can sell on portals in India, absolutely. And then you can get access to the US. Like the big part of portals is that it allows everybody internationally to sell their parts into the US without having to pay tariffs, because you get to have a US print farm and a US marketplace sell stuff straight on through. Europe, farm coming in. Yeah, yes, exactly. Once. Yep, that's when Europe will be launched. The next bottleneck to solve seems to be general marketing around 3D printed products. You are not wrong. A mass marketing campaign. We're not going to do a mass marketing campaign, but we're going to be sharing some of the tools to where you can basically have Etsy marketing inside of portals. There's a few startups that do this. You'll be able to find them yourself if you just like ask ChatGPT for it. So those are all options. How did you get the name for your channel, Slant 3D? It is the name of the company. Slant 3D is the largest 3D print farm in the United States that does commercial 3D printing for people. Slant 3D comes from Slant Concepts, which was a product design firm. The slant in Slant Concepts means a shift in perspective. If you're working on a hard problem and you can't seem to get the solution to it, look at it a little bit different way, and now it becomes much more interesting. That is where Slant comes from in all of our names. Okay. Let's see here. Have you updated the 1 kg spools yet? Nope. Any plans on doing a video on designing for larger assemblies? Not in the near future. What about U.S. filaments in Latin America? Can't speak to that. I don't know who's selling down there. Question, portals sounds great. I'm just wondering how it will work for foreigners, particularly with regard to taxes and other requirements for selling in the U.S. Will portals handle this for me? Yes, portals handles all the sales and taxes and stuff. You upload a file, we print, ship, and sell it for you. All the taxes are handled by us. Design stuff content. Can you give additional sources to study? Other good design sources, it's kind of the traditional ones, guys. Like Stefan over at CNC Kitchen is really, really good. Design style, the only person I know of who does there's a few designers who are really, really good. There's Clockspring, who is a designer selling files, but he has excellent taste and engineering ability. Scott Ujan has really good taste. And then the people who do what we do, Tom Slanderer and Maker's Muse will sometimes touch on some of the tips that we do. Generally not as broad or in depth or as varied, but they both do good work. They've been doing it longer. They should be doing good work. They're very good at it. Is Portal strictly attached to your farm, or can I make it and sell things through portals? No, Portals is strictly through Slant 3D Print Farm. So because Portals is a way to allow people to create a 3D printing business instantly without having to buy a print farm themselves. If you're using Portals yourself, that's an interesting idea though, to allow you to do fulfillment for a portal. No, I don't think we can do that because Portals is our brand and we want to make sure that stuff is delivered consistently, reliably over time, and having all the different variations and stuff on there might cause a problem. So that would be a little bit rougher, but anything is possible in the future. We'll see where it goes. Can you make a video on how to design models that use less or no infill as parameters are faster than info, land time gets decreased? Infill, you can print a really low infill. There's like 10% infill. After you pass like 25% infill, there's really diminishing returns on strength. So it generally doesn't matter. Dieter Roms and Johnny Ive. Dieter Roms is a great example because Dieter Roms actually has a portfolio to come from. Like Scott Dujon's watt clock holder is actually basically a Dieter Roms design. Johnny Ive is great, except for the fact that he's only designed like the 15 Apple products, and he doesn't have like a wider portfolio that I've ever been able to find of his work. Zach Friedman's good. Talk to your accountant, maybe count it as royalty income. If you're making income from Portals, it's miscellaneous income. It's a 1099 form on your tax returns. It's like, it's just miscellaneous income. Any plans for releasing ABS on Tangled? Never. Slant 3D will never touch ABS with a 10-foot pole in any of our services. ABS is a stupid material, should have died years ago, has no benefits over any other materials, and is garbage. So let me be perfectly clear about that. There is no material there are plenty of materials that are stronger. There are plenty of materials that are more resistant. There are plenty of materials that are less toxic. We will never do anything with ABS, ever. What do you think about recycling PET bottles into filaments? Yeah, PETG is great for that. Understood. Love that you and your team. Thanks, man. Thanks for the Q&A. Plans for Teleport plugin for WordPress. Already have it. Teleport will plug into WordPress. Connect your shippo to WordPress. Connect to Teleport right into that shippo. Teleport works with basically every e-commerce site. Like, it's good to go. Did you see my magnificent platform video? Haven't seen it there. Let's see here. All right. But yeah, share it down there and we'll see if we can get a look at it. Okay. Alrighty. It's 12:10, guys. I gotta go. We've already been doing this for a while. Thanks so much, guys, for coming in, but I'm going to cut it because I got to go to another spot. Quick ones. Are there manual fulfillment and orders in Portals like in Teleport? No. Everything is automatically fulfilled. In another farm and check reply nightly. No, we don't partner with other farms. Sorry, guys. All right, I'm going to head it up. Guys, thanks so much. Obviously, if there's any follow-up questions and that kind of stuff, put them down in the comments with just like question : and I'll try to get them in the follow-on podcast. This was good. We should do these live streams more often. Like, I'm going to try to just drop these in more often. We're probably not going to do them scheduled because freaking scheduled streams always break through YouTube. I think they're garbage. But yeah, we should do this more often. See y'all later.